Joel and Amber, as you'll see, two men are working to solve this mystery. A dedicated police detective in Raleigh and a loving brother in California. They're working together on a mission to find out what happened to Taveta, and they're hoping something in this story will jog your memory and you may have the key to unlocking this mystery.
Taveta and Phil Hobbs looked like the picture of the perfect marriage. Together for 17 years, living their life in Raleigh. No sign of trouble. Then Taveta vanished.
What's the scenario you have in your mind?
That something terrible happened to Taveta Hobbs here in Raleigh, and she took her last breath on November 24th, 2008.
This is everything you know about Taveta Hobbs.
This is everything I know about Taveta Hobbs, yes.
Eric Gibney is a Raleigh police detective piecing together a perplexing puzzle.
Did she show any signs of someone who intended to leave?
No.
Did she pick up her last paycheck?
No.
Did she leave with her car?
No.
Taveta Hobbs was a veteran of the U.S. Navy. At the time of her disappearance, she was working for a company in Cary and working toward a career as a court reporter.
This case is always in my mind, just because there's something not right with it, and we haven't found it yet.
Raleigh detectives began working to untangle Taveta's baffling disappearance by talking to Phil Hobbs. He says he came home one day and Taveta was gone. She decided to leave.
I would have expected to seen a report filed earlier by the husband. I would have expected to see potentially some cell phone activity between the two phones. I would expect to see attempts to locate her.
But Phil Hobbs tells Eyewitness News it didn't seem unusual. Taveta routinely took off, sometimes for a couple of weeks, sometimes for a couple of months. Says in 2008, she left with 2 suitcases and her purse.
Did you check to see if she took a flight out of town?
Yes.
A bus out of town?
Yes.
A train out of town?
Yes.
There was nothing?
Nothing.
And no sign Taveta spent any money.
10 years into this, it's like, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. But I'm trying to deal with it.
Clinton Cryer is Taveta's brother. I spoke with him from San Francisco.
She was a great person, a great, great woman. Loved everybody.
He says he and his sister had a tight bond.
She was my big sister. She always protected me. So it's my turn now.
He walked her down the aisle in 1992.
She was just so happy to be in love and to be married.
And now he says he's made a promise to his mom. He'll never stop pursuing the truth.
She calls me in a panic, and she calls me asking where she's at. And she calls me and she goes, "Have you talked to your sister? Have you talked to the police? Has anybody called you?"
Back in Raleigh, police have searched for clues at the home where Taveta and Phil lived on Edgebury Road, even using ground-penetrating radar looking for human remains.
If you asked my wife, she could tell you everything about this case. I lay there in bed sometimes and just go over and over again. It's just hard to believe that she voluntarily disappeared.
It's a nagging mystery for Detective Gibney. In March, he presented the facts to a group of retired and current detectives at a cold case roundtable in Charlotte.
The consensus is you guys have done everything that can possibly be done in this case. Taveta Hobbs is not alive, and our goal is to find her.
Detective Gibney is convinced someone in Raleigh knows something.
Bring me Taveta's remains. Somebody out there has to know where her remains are. If we can find those, that could open this wide open.
Detective Gibney says even the smallest clue could now be very helpful. I'll post this story on my Facebook page, Steve Daniels WTVD, and I hope you'll share it and spread the word. Phil Hobbs told me he wants Taveta to be found more than anyone.